G'day legends, Bo and Maddie here from Chasing Dreams. We're about to take you on our greatest adventure yet, ticking off one of our biggest bucket list four-wheel drive tracks. You guessed it, it's the Old Tele track. Get ready for an unreal adventure as we take you through some gnarly creek crossings, some rugged terrain, and some moments that have us on the edge of our seats. So buckle up because we are set to get wild in Cape York. To say I am nervous and excited at the same time is an understatement of the year, let me tell you. Yep, we are going to be doing the Old Telegraph track. I have thought and looked up this track so much. I still know nothing about it, mate. I just see people doing it, and now that we're here and looked at maps properly, it's like, this looks nothing like what I thought it would be. So let's go and experience it together. Let's go and see what we can get up to. I am just pumped, hey, to be honest. This is going to be an unreal adventure. I hope we just have a blast, hey. Let's get into it.
Excited.
It's very nerve-wracking. Let's go on this adventure together, the Old Telegraph track. I'm pumped. So I can still hear the road with cars driving past on the main road. So we're not that far into the track, and already I'm deciding to lower my tyres. There's just sections that have nice big dips and things like that in it, so I just want to get as much sidewall as I can and just have that flex and everything in the tyres to give me that grip. I didn't realise that it would be like that the whole sort of way, like big dips and stuff like that. So obviously with the rain and everything like that, there would be bog holes and things. So tyres down, give us that traction we need. Come up to our first little obstacle as such, where we get to choose what path we've got. We've got this one here, which I hope you can see. Nice and long and straight, really no drop-offs too much, pretty easy. Then we've got this one, which will have a bigger drop-off at the start, and then it goes along further. There's a bit of water in that one. Still relatively easy, but I'm not going to choose that one. I'm going to go the first one. So let's get into that one, I guess. Nice and easy. I could have gone the other one. As I've always said, I'm not here to wreck my gear. I just want to do the tracks and bring you guys along for a lot of fun. So that was pretty cool. All right, so we're at Palm Creek. We've got to do it. There's the big drop off that not a chance I'm having a crack at. Then there's two other lines. I'm as nervous as nervous. We're going to have a crack. We've got three other vehicles with us that we've caught up to. All got something to try and get each other out. So let's go and have a look and see what we can find. This could be fun. Alrighty, guys, this isn't even gunshot and I am nervous. I wasn't scared at all. I don't even think I breathed that whole way down. It got scarier and scarier the more we committed then, hey. All right, the game isn't over yet. We're gonna have to lay down some tracks, but we're in like Flynn, and we're here. Alright, that's one down. Wasn't too bad, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Forgot to put my front and rear locker in. I did halfway up, so I think that helped in the end. We laid down 4 max tracks, so I didn't lose grip whatsoever. We'll leave them there for the next people, and we'll make sure they get in too. Let's go! Alrighty, as you can see, Lucas just got hung up a little bit trying to get out of this exit. Just in those wombat holes, it was a little bit bigger than he thought. But reverse her back, give her a little bit more right boot, and he's through with the breeze. Alrighty, after a bit of liaising, we've chosen the path. We're hoping to go this new little chicken track style. One of the group wasn't prepared to stay the night, so we're just trying to figure out what's best for him. And now we're going to drop in. Oh man. Well, we're committed. That's my rear bar. I felt that. Nice solid ground, but hurt me booty. I've got to tell you whilst I'm rambling guys, this has been the most fun I've had in such a long time. I can see why this is a bucket list, and we're not even halfway through. This is unreal. And as always, thanks for coming along on the journey, because this is wicked.
After making our way to the Dalhunty River crossing as the sun was setting, we decided that it was time to set up camp for the night. What a gorgeous spot to just relax after an epic day on the old Telegraph track.
So last night we ended up pulling up at Dalhunty River camp, and let me tell you, it was a ripper.
It was so beautiful, so peaceful. You can hear the waterfall from the campground. It is stunning.
For those that don't know, like we didn't, we kept thinking we were going to pull up at these river crossings that we seen. None of them had beautiful fresh water. They were all quite muddy and everything from the other cars that had gone through, and it looks like it's just constantly muddy. So this, if you're planning your trip, is really the first nice, beautiful stop other than just being parked in the bush to have a nice flowing fresh water and a little river. And right now, you can probably hear it in the background because it's very loud, but we are standing right on the waterfall, baby. How insane is this? I've always said it. Things like this are exactly what we love, and this is a ripper, hey. Today's plans, we're going to continue north. We are catching up with the people from yesterday. So they ended up cooling off and shooting back home, unfortunately, because we were stopping at a camp. This camp turned out to be. And it was just a risk for them to continue on with potentially no one for support, and they didn't have a winch. So fortunately, we've been in contact and we're going to meet up again today. I don't know if it'll be in this video, but we'll be meeting up with them today, and fingers crossed, just get them that little bit further on the old tele track. That's what it's all about for me, hey, meeting great people and just enjoying it together. We're driving past at camp here, and there's a fire actually lit that someone's just left behind. So there's a little creek bit right next to it. We just grabbed some water and put it out. We can't leave fires going. Seriously, there was just a report 2 weeks ago that a young girl fell onto a fire and burnt herself up in this area. Unreal. I just could not imagine that wrecking your trip. Now, another thing, if you don't know, the young girl that actually got burnt was because somebody buried the fire with sand. And what actually happens is the fire will continue to burn and smolder underneath and be a full hot source. So when she's trodden on it, she's treading on however many hundreds of degrees of sand, and then she's fallen onto it and got burns. And I've heard this story so many times. So please do not put out a fire with sand. Make sure you have water. And in our case, if we don't have enough water to put a fire out, a lot of the times we go without.
Yep.
But otherwise, just leave it. It's not worth it. Very disappointing.
Especially when there's water right next to it.
There was this little four-wheel drive part, and there was a pool of water sitting there, ready to go. So we just used that. We don't even have to use our water, and it was right next to their campsite. But anyway, you get on the big jobs. I'm not saying I'm a hero. I'm just saying, please do the same thing, raising awareness, hopefully. So maybe that won't happen. Well, that was a nice little rant. Sorry about that. Let's get into it. This is exciting, guys. We're heading to some pretty cool little spots. I'm loving this journey.
It is awesome.
We're heading up to Birdie Creek. I'm going to pull up here at the creek and walk it. On my maps, actually, HEMA map is really good. It says that there's a dog leg, so watch out. So I'm going to get out, pull up, go and have a walk and see what's here and where I should be crossing. We're just going to crawl through and then just hang a really hard right. And then we'll be out. But get out, walk it. There's a couple of lines you can choose. You'll be absolutely laughing. You'd say that's Christmas right there. Absolutely. So we've continued on up north, heading towards Gunshot area, just to have a look and see what the go is. After that bypass, it gets quite narrow. Like, we keep hitting our mirrors all the time, and there's a lot of slopes, just like what we're on right now, where you're on the lean, which is very nerve-wracking in a Land Cruiser without all the coils and that. But that's all right. We're getting through it, just nice and slow. So beware, there's potentially a lot of pinstripes along this area, depending on how overgrown it is or whatever. But it's still cool though. I'm excited to see this gunshot, the infamous gunshot. I can tell you right now, you're gonna have to stick around for next week. This has been unreal.
Hasn't it ever?
I've loved this whole journey. I can't thank you enough for coming along with us. As we almost tip. Nah, not really. I hope this has inspired you to maybe get out there, have a crack yourself, or get up here and just have a go, have a look around, because it is sensational. You are an absolute bloody legend. We'll catch you next week as we keep exploring the Old Telegraph Track and tick off this amazing bucket list item. We can't thank you enough. See you next week.
Bye. I thought it stopped, but it doesn't. It just keeps going. I really don't like the lean.
Huh?
Yeah. This one's worse. There's no bank beside me.
It's not as bad.
You sure about that? Are you sure about that?
No, not really.
Oh, that's better.